Yes, guys, the dull lighting is on purpose. I'm feeling somber. I'm feeling mysterious. I'm feeling confused. So I just wanted to be in the cozy vibes. What's a girl to do at the end of the day? I don't know. I don't know. This year's been crazy, you guys. I can't believe what has gone down in my life this year. It's very overwhelming to think about how much change has happened. For a while, I thought about like, do I script this video and plan it out and blah, blah, blah. Girl, no, because at the end of the day, I think I just need to speak from the heart. I think I just need to stop thinking so much about what I'm putting out and just put it out. Hey guys, it's Madison. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're new, hey, it's me. I'm Madison and I make videos about literally just life. There's really no other way to put it. I just talk about things that are happening in my world, and that changes a lot. Like sometimes I'll talk about makeup and sometimes I'll talk about like existential dread, and sometimes I'll share like a really traumatizing thing that happened to me. So if that sounds like something you're interested in dealing with, then subscribe. 2025, what a year it's been. This is how I rang out 2025 last year. It is the end of 2024. What's your review of the night?
It's a wonderful night. I give it a 7 out of 10.
Hi, Betty. Hi, Betty. Hi, Betty. And this year, I'm bringing 2026 in a little bit different, okay? Your girl is single, kind of. You know how it is as a girl. This year, my nearly 3-year relationship ended. That's a crazy thing, and you can learn more about that whole thing in my last video. I'm not trying to like reopen that wound. Actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to reopen the wound. It's like a huge thing that happened to me this year, and it's been a life-changing experience. Dare I say for the better. It's the truth. We lived together, we had 2 cats together, and then he broke up with me. It has been the most unexpected gift of the year. I have been able to grow and heal and learn so much about myself that I never would have been able to do had I been in a relationship any longer. Also, as women, we tend to be taught that centering men in our lives is the answer to all of our happiness, and turns out it's actually the agony of our existence. So my best advice, if you're in a long-term relationship and you're questioning whether you should be, end it. That's my only advice. Actually, another advice that I have about that is think about I'm so unserious right now. Think about what if you had all this time that you're pouring into someone else to pour into yourself. What would you be doing, and how different would your life be? Would you be sitting in the bed all day? Would you be sitting around watching this man play some bum ass games? Would you be more creative? Would you be more active? I think those answers will reveal things to you. I didn't realize how much my creativity and my art was stripped in my last relationship. I think it becomes really hard to create and to connect with yourself when you're constantly told that you're like too emotional and that you feel too deeply and that you're dramatic about everything, and that you're a super negative presence. When you're told those sorts of things about yourself, you start to not trust your art. You start to not trust your judgment and your decision-making processes. And that's what, like, when you become an unrecognizable person to yourself. I hadn't written poetry in like 2 years. I write poems almost every day. That's who I've been since I was like 13, you guys. I stopped making YouTube videos. I just stopped being interesting at all. I stopped getting fitted the up. I stopped doing my nails. Like, I was not serving for a long time. I lost myself, y'all. I lost myself. And thank God I'm like coming back. I'm clocking back in. I've been working on a visual poem series just about things I'm dealing with post breakup, and like I don't know. I'm really rambling. Wow. All I have to say bear with me for this one because I'm just going to be yapping. Yeah, I think the freedom that the breakup has brought me is worth more than being with someone who didn't see my value as an artist, as someone who cares about the smallest things in life and sees so much intense emotion in everything. Sorry if you're not on that same page. Bye. Goodbye. So yeah, there's that part of the year that was crazy. I moved out into my own apartment, kicked off the year living with a man, ended the year living with me, myself, and I. And that's been really nice. I love my space. I feel so at home. I love having my friends over. It feels so free here. It just feels so good. Oh my God, it's my favorite time is like 11 p.m. right before I go to bed. I'm like, you know what? Let me do a quick painting. Let me do a quick poem. You know what I mean? What else? What else? School. I'm almost done with school, you guys. Almost a licensed funeral director. Every day I'm closer. That's gonna be so fun. I've learned so much at work. Learning embalming. I've literally learned how to embalm bodies this year. That's probably the craziest thing I'll ever say to anyone ever. That's wild. I don't give myself enough credit for how unreal that is. Very, very grateful to have the mentors that I have and to work in the space that I do. So that's super cool. And I love it. And I love it so much. Yes, boots. Okay. What else? What else about this year? I got consistent in the gym, y'all. Guess where I'm going after I record this? I'm hitting the weights. I'm hitting the treadmill. I'm hitting the deadlift, literally. I've always gone to the gym on and off, literally since I was like, I don't know, 17. The fact that that's almost 10 years ago is crazy. This year has been the year I locked in. Couldn't be more proud of myself for that one, because that was tough. I'm not gonna lie, that was tough. But it's cool, like, you know, being able to do stuff on my own, especially now that I live by myself. Girl, I need to have a little bit of muscle. I need to have a little bit of muscle on me. And then the big one. So it's cool when you can get through a full year of life without someone you know dying. That's not been my experience basically since I was 16. Every year, you know, at least one. And it's really interesting to me how some people don't have that experience. For me, I have experienced a lot of death, and there's been a lot of grief this year. Big one is my grandpa. My grandpa died in June. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird entering a year that he has not lived in. And this is something that I've been struggling with. I mean, not to get real or anything, not that I'm spilling all my tea online, anyways. I've been afraid of my grandpa dying literally since I was 6 years old, and I realized what dying is. So now that it happened, it's like my brain has convinced myself I've already like dealt with this and I've already grieved it, even though it never happened. Well, guess what? It happened. And now it's like, what do you even do with that? My grandpa has been one of the most important people in my life. And that was my twin, my diva, my ride or die, my homegirl. And it's just really weird. I almost feel like I haven't really processed it, and my brain is just telling me that like I just need to like call him back. And I sometimes think about calling him back, and then I'm like, right. Happened a lot at Christmas. I kept expecting him to walk through the door and say, "Hey, it's just me." And he didn't do that because he's like not alive. So that was really tough. And you guys know I'm not really spiritual. I'm not religious. So it's just like sitting with reality sometimes and being like, wow, yeah, death is real. Someone's there, then they're not. And that's it. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. And I think something else too that's been like a really big part of my year is like watching my parents grieve. Watching my parents get older. We pre-planned their funerals this year, and that's crazy to think about the shoes that they're in. You know, my mom lost her dad when she was a teenager, and she lost her mom during the pandemic. And so she's acclimated to this life of not having parents. And I guess I just never realized the impact of that until the last probably 2 years when my frontal lobe hardened and I matured and realized like how much she lost, and seeing her grieve her parents makes me like more emotional than actually grieving these people. Is like seeing your mom grieve. That's like a really not fun thing to watch. And then seeing your dad go through that. What? You guys, it's actually so crazy. And it's like something I was not expecting to be the hardest part of losing my grandpa. Never could have seen that coming. Never could have seen it coming because I didn't know what it looked like until it happened. But I will say it was super amazing that I got to care for my grandfather after he died because I work at a funeral home. So yeah, that was a huge part of my year. Grief was a lot. Watching my loved ones grieve, watching a lot of people around me actually, this is a crazy one. Watching a lot of people around me realize my grief and recognize my grief and be like, wow, now I know what that feels like because now I lost someone. Because, you know, like when Regis died, a lot of people did not understand what the hell I was going through. And it was bad. It was so bad. I've always felt like no one ever really got it until the end of this year. I would say the last 6 months. All of a sudden, it's been clocking to people how I was not standing on business back then. It was very hard. After 3 years without Regis, I finally feel like someone has seen me in that. Multiple people, not just one. Like, so many people have seen me in it. Maybe it's because they lost someone and they finally get it. Or maybe it's just because, like, our frontal lobes are getting hard. Like, I'm literally 26 now. I got no health insurance, too. It's really fun being 26 in America. You should try it out. Don't get sick, though. I'm sick right now. I got no health insurance. Yeah, I feel like those are the big things for me. And dating. Dating is a really big thing, and I want to talk about this in an isolated video probably because I have very much a lot to say about it. So this was the first year of my entire life that I dated casually. Dating with no intentions. Dating for the fun of it. Dating to meet cool people and maybe even make a friend or two. Or even maybe meet someone. I don't know. I don't know what my intentions are. I went on some dates this year, you guys. I'm not even going to do my dating wrapped because it's actually pretty embarrassing for the most part. Queer dating for the first time in my life. It's been really perspective shifting and clarifying for me about a lot of things. Dating other genders, not straight men. Basically dating anyone who's not a straight man. I've decided never again. Nope, it's not happening. I cannot lock down with a straight man. It's not my DNA. Then there's like a big question mark area of my life of like, what's next? How much healing do I have to do till I'm like ready to be in a relationship again? Am I ready to be in a relationship again? When will I know? Because like I'm trying to find this balance of knowing my boundaries and not letting outside influences tell me like what is right for me. That's hard. That's really hard. You guys know I've been in long-term relationships like forever. I don't really know how to be casual. So like I've learned that this year. I've learned like I can go on one date with someone and be like, I don't really like you like that and move on. That's always been hard for me. And then I also learned that you might have intentions to go on one date with someone and then you're like, I really like you. And then what do you do? Especially like if you know you're not ready to lock it in, but like your heart wants to, but your brain's like, you can't do that. So like navigating these things is a huge growing pain. It's really hard, but it's really cool to discover these parts of yourself that you couldn't have known existed. And to learn your own boundaries, to learn your own limits, to allow yourself space to feel all ranges of emotion. To make a long story short, I've learned this year that I need to surround myself with people who inspire me to be creative, people who have me up in the middle of the night writing poetry in my mind, people who get me out of the house to do creative, fun things, people who see me as enough the way that I am and don't make me feel like I need to put myself in some box under this ugly shelf, like back in the corner covered in dust and spider webs. You know, like that's not fair. I want my friends' art all over my walls. I want them to show me cool songs and I want to be able to share the deepest, darkest feelings with them and not feel like I'm burdening them by being myself. And that's something that we all deserve the space for. And if there's anyone in your life who doesn't allow that for you, then tell them there's the door. Go walk through it. You don't need to be in this room with me anymore. That's kind of like a 2025 recap for me. I got to see so many of my friends heal and I got to lean on my friends and lean on my community. And wow, how freaking cool is that? I'm so grateful to be alive. And you guys know, I've talked about this before. I struggle a lot with the new year because it feels really scary. I think in like through a grief lens specifically, it's like another year without the people we've lost, another year, leaving so much behind. It feels like it's a really intense moment of like, wow, here we are. Very existential. It's like, it's a lot. The moment passes, the ball drops, everyone's smooching and drinking their champagne, and then you can picture me in the middle of the bar, just like freaking out and shaking and tears running down my face.
I hate New Year's Eve. Oh my God, I hate it.
Looking around like, is anyone else feeling like this? Is anyone else freaking out right now? And then I'm like, wait, I'm alive. And how cool is that? And how many more times am I going to get to do this? It could be the last time. So like, get out of your head, kid, and like enjoy it. The curse of being a creative. The curse of being an artist. I don't know. I could talk about these feelings forever. So that's my year. That was my 2025. I don't know about 2026. The only intention I'm setting is to be kind to myself, to create more, to honor my feelings, heal, grieve, also love and enjoy the things I have, enjoy the people I have while I have them. I might only have them temporarily. We only have everything temporarily, so why don't we act like that? That's all I have. Hopefully this didn't freak you out. I hope you have a great day. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Please tell me something you accomplished in 2025 or something you're proud of, even if it's like, I brush my teeth every day for a week. That's like literally awesome, and congratulations, because the small things can be very hard. So I would love to hear your accomplishments or what you're proud of yourself for. And that's it. That's all I have. Happy New Year. I'm kind of freaking out about the New Year. It hasn't happened yet. It's still the 29th and it's 7/17, which is my lucky number. That's cool. Thanks to everyone who was there for me this year. And thanks to everyone who has recently come into my life that has shown up for me. And thanks for you guys for listening and watching and bearing with me through all of my phases and eras. And it's really cool to be able to grow and look back on these videos and see where I'm at and see the things that I'm thinking and just be able to post them and then have people watch them. Like, it's wow. I'm really grateful, and thank you guys. Subscribe if you have not already. I love you. And that's all. And I'll see you very soon. Bye.